Ladies and gentlemen, this man that you're looking at is Tom Vilsack. And apparently, when he was in charge of the Department of Agriculture, the black farmers said it was extremely racist. And they don't want to see this man back at all. Well, Joe Biden just tapped him to be in leadership once again. So now the black farmers and civil rights advocates are seething over Vilsack pick. So this is Politico, December 9th, 2020. President-elect Joe Biden's decision to bring Tom Vilsack back to lead the Department of Agriculture has enraged many farmers of color who said his record on civil rights should have disqualified him from the job. The criticism comes as Biden is under intense pressure to name a historically diverse cabinet, and expectations had been particularly high for USDA, which has been almost exclusively led by white men and systematically discriminated against farmers of color and women, giving them far less access to crucial federal programs since its inception in 1862. Vilsack is not good for the agriculture industry, period. This was Michael Stovall, former, he was the founder of the Independent Black Farmers, a coalition of Black growers and producers from key Southern states working to raise awareness on issues faced by Black farmers. When it comes to civil rights, the rights of people, he's not for that. It's very disappointing they even want to consider him back after what he has done to limit resources. They said he continues to destroy lives. Biden chose Vilsack because he wanted someone at USDA with deep knowledge of the department operations and who can immediately address the problems facing rural communities, farmers, and low-income families in need of food assistance during the pandemic, according to a person familiar with Biden's thinking. Wow, but if he got the track record these black farmers are saying, no, you can find someone else to head USDA. You don't have to have this man. The person also pointed to Vilsack's work at USDA establishing the department's first Minority Farmer Advisory Committee and creating the Office of Advocacy and Outreach to serve small, beginning, and socially disadvantaged farmers. No one knows the department better than Tom Vilsack, the person said. While the criticism of Vilsack on racial equity is well organized, the disappointment runs deep on the left. The opposition is not expected to threaten his path to confirmation. The former two-time Iowa governor, oh, well, there you go. He's from Iowa. He's from Iowa, okay, who served as agriculture secretary for all 8 years of the Obama administration, sailed through the confirmation process in 2009. Okay. Part of the letdown stems from the excitement that had been building for weeks as a large and diverse coalition had publicly urged Biden to pick Rep. Marcia Fudge, an Ohio Democrat and longtime House Agriculture Committee leader, who would have been the first Black woman to lead the department. Dozens of groups signed a letter supporting Fudge, citing her policy experience and previous commitment to Black farmers. House Minority Whip Jim Clyburn, a senior member of the Congressional Black Caucus, the useless Black Caucus, who has endorsed Biden ahead of the South Carolina primary, also repeatedly urged Biden to pick Fudge for the role. Yeah, well, he picked Tom Vilsack, and none of the black farmers seemed to like him. Instead, Biden's team opted to place Fudge at the top of the Department of Housing and Urban Development, a position that Fudge herself had earlier noted is typically one of the few departments people of color are selected to oversee. While Fudge supporters said they're confident she'll do a fantastic job leading HUD, they express bewilderment at the decision, given Fudge extensive anti-hunger AG policy in Congress made her particularly well suited to lead USDA. The news of Vilsack's selection came just hours after top civil rights leaders met virtually with Biden, Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, Rep. Cedric Richmond, who had been selected to serve as a senior advisor to the president. No farming or rural groups were on the call, but NAACP president and CEO Derek Johnson brought up concerns about reports that Vilsack had emerged as a front runner to lead USDA again. Johnson offered a warning to the president elect and his team, according to a source who was on the call. Picking Vilsack would have negative repercussions in the two razor thin Senate races in Georgia. Black voters, and particularly rural Black voters, there have not forgiven that Shirley Sherrod, the former head of USDA rural development in Georgia, yeah, I remember when that happened, and a well respected civil rights leader, was wrongfully forced out of her job under Vilsack's leadership after, oh wow, a deceptively edited video featured on Breitbart falsely suggested she was racist. Okay, whatever. Once the full video of Sherrod's remark came to light, both Vilsack and the White House apologized for pushing her out. Emails later showed the White House had been very involved in Sherrod's firing, even though officials denied this at the time. Biden listened to the concerns quietly, taking notes throughout the roughly 90-minute Zoom meeting. But when Johnson specifically suggested the president elect owed Sherrod a call to discuss selecting Vilsack, Biden looked up and appeared to be taken aback. A source said, perhaps suggesting the former vice president began to understand just how upset the Black community remains about the episode a decade later. Mm-mm-mm. In a later meeting, Johnson brought up again the source. The president elect should really call Sherrod, Johnson said, arguing that it is not just a moral issue, but picking Vilsack would be detrimental in Georgia. Well, y'all, apparently, after talking to Joe Biden, he disregarded everything these people said about how he was very discriminatory towards Black farmers and firing Shirley Sherrod, and he picked this man anyway. Hell, I was shocked when Rahm Emanuel's name came up to be part of his cabinet. You know, the same guy that covered up the shooting of Laquan McDonald. I mean, well, Joe Biden is doing what we see done in many jobs across America. You know, it's not about picking the best person, it's about picking who they like. So apparently, Biden likes this dude for some reason, for obvious reasons, I should say. I really should say obvious reasons. He likes this guy, and he's willing to overlook everything he's done in the past and put him in a position that will automatically by default put Black farmers at a disadvantage once again. Y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.